But don't think that it's okay for you to disrespect a woman or to ask a woman to send you nudes or something like that.
Kind of know like the boundaries, right?
Know your boundaries, exactly.
Okay.
I don't know how that would affect my kids, but I just assume that if I'm having a very good sexual, healthy sexual life, then my kids are gonna be happy and well taken care of. I don't know.
That's like a new discovery, okay? So like a good sex life helps you take care of your kids
because you're happy.
Okay, I'm just gonna wrap this up, right? So, question for you, Amanda, right? So, just tell me like 5 solutions, right? So, if you are like in the African space or like the black space, you have like kids growing up, right? And they kind of face this kind of problems. What do you want to tell them?
I think the first thing I would tell my kids is to never be afraid to have any conversations with me.
Okay.
I would definitely want to open up that space for them to feel as comfortable as possible, because we all know when children are not comfortable talking about certain things, they start learning it from outside and then they get into worse issues or worse scenarios, I should say. Number 2, I think I would want to continuously educate myself. One thing that I feel has been very beneficial for me, like just the education that I have, both from whatever I've learned within my community, within the educational sector, just constantly making sure that I'm keeping up to date with what's happening, some of those changes, even if it's just taking workshops and seminars around like sex and
education,
you know, just raising my kids. That's something that I feel like with anything in life, you always have to just keep yourself updated. Exactly. So I think that that's really important. Number 3, I think I would also want to just check myself too. What I mean by that is sometimes we're always saying, oh, you know, our kids do this, we rely on the society to do this and that, but also kids respond to what they see happening at home, right? They respond to what they see their parents doing. So just being very cognizant of what I say and what I do and making sure that it also rhymes with whatever it is that I'm telling
like what kind
kids.
of examples you show your kids, right?
Yeah, exactly. Examples that I'm showing my kids.
Even like your kids go out with you, right? So even as a dad, if I'm with my son
and you're like checking out girls or something.
Like he probably knows how I talk about ladies. Like probably knows about how I even approach ladies, right? Or even what I do to like ladies, right? So if I'm just kind of going to walk up to you and just kind of tap your butt, it's like, okay, that's kind of acceptable, right?
Yeah.
So if I, as a dad, kind of set like those kind of examples to say, okay, this is not acceptable.
Even just how you treat your wife.
Exactly. Like if you're going to hit your wife and all these things, you're going to be like, okay, that's acceptable,
exactly.
right? So
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's number 3, right?
Like 2 more to go. Come on, let's go.
Number 4, I think I would want to, I almost want to say not control like what my kids are exposed to, but just, and it's hard because kids can get into things outside, but within the home, like just having conversations. I would like my kids to get to that point where I'm not going to say, you can't do this, you can't do that. But even if you decide to, these are the constraints that you should be aware of. You can do whatever, but don't think that it's okay for you to disrespect a woman or to ask a woman to send you nudes or something like that.
Kind of know like the boundaries, right?
Know your boundaries, exactly.
Okay.
And number 5,
the last one. Come on, let's do this. The last one.
Number 5 is, well, this is for me personally, but just to continue to have a very good sex life even when I'm married.
Okay. Can you say it more louder, okay?
To have a very active sex life. I don't know how that would affect my kids, but I just assume that if I'm having a very good sexual, healthy sexual life, then my kids are gonna be happy and well taken care of. I don't know.
That's like a new discovery, okay? So like a good sex life helps you take care of your kids
because you're happy. You ever see some parents that are miserable and you're like, this one must not be
Okay, so based on Professor Amanda's research, a good sex life helps you take good care of your kids. She's going to publish a paper next month, is it?
Next month. Look out.
Okay.
Follow me at the Shuku Shake. I'm wondering
the shukest of them all.
What about you? Tell us, what's your top 5 things?
Okay, like, I mean, I'm a bit different, right? I'm a very big fan of freedom. I'm not saying freedom is like freedom to do like anything you want to do. No, there's going to be like consequences for your action, right?
Yeah.
But I think people should understand, like, let's get very real about life. I know you have like a religion. I'm a very, very, very religious person. Like, I'm Christian and all of those things.
Yeah.
But like, you'll be very wrong of me to tell you like you're never going to get into situations where you kind of feel a bit different, or you kind of feel turned down, or like you'd be like with your friend and you want to do like a couple of things. Like, I'll be like so ignorant or like hypocritical to tell you, okay, you want to feel some type of way as you grew up, right?
Yeah.
But I think people should be confident enough to go to their parents. So as a parent, I'm going to make sure my son or my daughter can come to me and say, okay, this is what I'm going through and how do I navigate this situation.
Yeah.
So the very first thing would be get them to understand like sex is a part of life.
Yeah.
And like those words like penis and vagina is a normal part of your body. Like, there's nothing vulgar about it. Like, it's a part of you, right? So get your kids to be able to have conversation with you to kind of explain what they're going through. That's one thing.
Yeah.
You want 5?
You asked me 5.
Okay. Okay, I would say the second one is, as much as possible, if you find like your partner or your wife is not into the whole make out or sex thing, I think ask what's up. Like, sometimes it could be like she's not into like the whole thing for just that day, and it makes sense to kind of ask questions to make sure you're not kind of going against her own desires or like her own will. Because if you having sex with someone and they don't give you consent technically, then that's rape, right?
Technically,
so that'll be something I'm going to try myself, and I hope like other guys out there, like, and other ladies also kind of do that, right? To say, if you see someone is not into the whole whatever, just ask questions. And then the third thing I'm going to think about as a solution would be, I mean, I'm going to come from a religious perspective, right?
Okay.
Personally, I think like when we read our religious books, like people got married like around 18, 19, like way back in the days. I'm not giving anyone like the license to go do shit outside though, but like just be a bit more understanding of people when you see like they're making some not so good choices from your own standards, right? People kind of go through a lot. Like, they get married by 35, by 40. Like, are you kind of expecting them not to have any kind of sexual activities at all? I'm not saying they should do that, but like, are you really expecting that? Like, just think about it for 2 seconds. So I would probably be a bit more open to other people's lifestyle and kind of get where they're coming from, to be like very realistic. And if you think of a single mother or a lady who never finds a husband, or like a man who never finds a wife and just can't take care of a family, are you expecting him to not have anything throughout his whole life? Just think about that for 2 seconds, okay? And the fourth one would be come out of ideas.
Oh, so you see how hard it is now?
I mean, the fourth one would be kind of related to what I already said. Like, for every lady you see living her life in a particular way, I mean, you can try to, like, if you see like she's kind of having babies here and there, or she's like a single mother or whatever, I mean, you can try out of your goodwill to, if she's your friend or whatever, to kind of draw her closer to like better ways. You can help them, you can pray for them, you can talk, you can kind of pray for them and hope they change. But I just feel every single person deserves respect regardless of how they live their lives, or what kind of sexual orientation they have, or like preferences they have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And the very last one would be,
We got there.
oh my god, the very last one would be for the guys, just think of your ladies very well. Like, their bodies are kind of different. I know, like, as guys, we kind of just do stuff and just move on. But like, have a bit of respect for like your ladies. Like, they're probably like more emotional than the guys.
For sure.
So if you're gonna be into like some kind of intimacy, probably have a bit more respect for her, and probably don't just lie to her or just like do stuff for the sake of doing it. Probably, I know this is very difficult for them boys out there, but yeah, but just try your best. Like, just go out there, just being with like every single person.
Yeah.
Like, it's very emotional for like a lot of people, and I hope we kind of do better. Does that answer your questions?
It sure does.
Okay. So, I mean, this is like a very big topic, and I know we can kind of go on and on about this, but we just hope these conversations kind of get people to make better choices, to kind of get people to talk about sex with their children and kind of guide them through those changes in their lives. And we're hoping like this kind of creates like a better society. The break is over. So this is to like a better sex education, better society, to more loving people and all you out there. We love you a lot. Okay, we love you so much. And I'm gonna have the champagne on your behalf. Thank you.
Happy distancing.
Yeah. Bye. Ciao.
Ciao. Yay!
Let's do this.
Big cheese.
Something.
Let's go.
Hey.